Okay, filming again. Nice. All right. Here's the third and final video in the spring of 2026 Pier Cove Paradise video series. Pier Cove Paradise, now called, apparently, I gotta get into some sunlight so you can see me. Can you see me? There we go. Now I'm calling this place, or it wants to be called, it seems, Humming Grove. Humming Grove Sanctuary, maybe? Something like that. Anyway, we've already done the loop around the house, and we've done the orange path, which goes that way. We're at the intersection of orange and blue. And the blue path is now on tap. It is Tranquility Loop. It's almost exactly a mile. If you start at that transformer back there, where we started in the last video, you do the whole loop to the driveway and walk back up the driveway to the transformer. That's like 0.99 miles. I had a little GPS thing mark it out. So that's pretty much exactly a mile loop. And this is where I've done most of the work since the last set of videos. A lot is going on back here. So I'm gonna walk really fast, hopefully smooth, but fast, so that then I can pause in the various places I've done work to tell you a little bit about it and still make this video come in under 30 so I can upload it and not have to refilm it like I did, I think, one time last year. Anyway, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's start walking. Pan slow so no one gets dizzy. Okay, there's the sign, Tranquility Loop. Here are these nice little signs. There are 40 of these little signs all the way around the mile loop. And I'm going to make a series of videos of these signs later in the summer. Maybe around the time I release the summer videos in August. Somewhere around there. Each one of them identifies the tree they're next to and has an inspirational quote on them so people can slow down and pause and read and ponder and get some added purpose to the walk. That was the point anyway. So anyway, so you'll see these signs, but I'm not going to talk about them on this particular video. So here we go. Up the hill, we commence the walk. And the first thing we come to on this video is the Zen garden. Oh my God, which I love so much. Nothing has changed here since the last set of videos. I just blew out the leaves today. It needs one more load of stone, I think, in there, a river stone in its base. And I'm pretty sure these little guys, the three littlest stones, there and there and there, I think those are going to have to be replaced with stones that are a little bit larger, that fit a little better. I'm not sure about that yet. And of course, because it's been relatively dry, the moss is not popping. Normally, this whole wall of moss just, excuse me, it's very, very polleny today. This wall just pops. But in the summer videos, I'll make sure to video this the day after it gets a warm rain, because then the moss just glows here like nobody's business. Anyway, there it is. There it is, the Zen garden. Maybe we'll walk around it like this. Maybe I'll do that. That could be cool. I wonder if that's a cool effect. I hope that works. Whatever is happening, I hope that's working. Yeah, there's the Zen garden. And these hollies that I planted last year, the deer didn't eat them. I didn't burlap this one at all, and it has lots of new growth on it. So, yay. Hollies are a hit and miss tree with deer, and these hit, which is awesome. There's the tea patio, which is, they are now 1.5 years old and still gets regular use. Now has cushions on the seats, by the way. Thank you very much. It's a really nice place to sit. And still lots to pick up here. Still lots to do here. I don't think too much has been done here since the last set of videos. This wind chime got hung here. It was too loud for the house, and I didn't want it too close to the meditation stations, but it's really quite lovely. And it doesn't get, activated by the wind that often, but when it does, it's It's nice. It's nice. So that's a nice addition. I like that. It's kind of out of the way, but not out of the way. All right, zooming right along here. See about making some tempo. Smooth. This is gonna be a smooth walk. Entering Spruce Cathedral now. Oh my God, love this place with these big spruces, which I think are yellow spruces. They are possibly Norway spruces. Very hard for me to differentiate between all the spruces. I think I Googled this with my little app for my German university, my plant identifier app, and I think it said these were Norway spruces. But my, oh my, they make a beautiful effect here. Just lovely. I have so many favorite parts of this land, but this Spruce Cathedral has always been one of my favorites. And now that it's opened up left and right, I think the cathedral will grow. We've got quite a few baby spruces over there. We have quite a few adolescent spruces right up in here, like this person right here. That's an adolescent Norway spruce. Here's a baby Norway spruce. So I like to think the cathedral will expand over time. That is the thinking, anyway. You know, trees are going to do what they're going to do. I'm trying to help them as best I can do what they want to do. After the clear-cutting travesty that happened here 130 years ago to rebuild Chicago, where there was not a tree left standing on this land. Striped maple, as it turns out, this is a striped maple, which I did not know. But it's a pretty tree. I don't think there are any mature versions of this on the land yet, but that's what that is. Here's an intersection with what used to be the public easement that let the people who lived or were visiting from Lake Michigan, the Lake Michigan's over there, Lakeshore Drive is down there, and the people used to walk through here on this path to get to the public trails, which are on the Pier Cove Ravines trust land, which goes in a big 100-acre L all the way around the property I'm working on over there. So people used to get through to those trails on this easement here. It's been closed down there now, which will come to the closure at the very end of this walk. There's another easement that I opened up for the public as a result. People still use this mostly closed easement. It's still a nice walk. It just kind of dead ends down that way. So I did a lot of work in here. This was really ratty and jungly, and there was a lot of really pretty trees in here, and it had a really good vibe, so I kind of thinned it out. It's still missing a final chainsawing of the stumps and a final pickup to get this section cleared out. It has this beautiful ground cover all over, which you can kind of see. It's all over here too, so when I get this area all cleaned up, it's going to be like glowing green carpet on both sides here. Really nice. This tree is a sassafras. That is from a pileated woodpecker. You see how big those holes are? Pileated woodpeckers, the woodpeckers with the really big heads, they love ants. And these sassafras trees are sweet wood, and they die in the middle, and then ants make colonies inside these dying sassafras trees, and the pileated woodpeckers hammer through. It hammered through 6 inches of wood right there to get to the ants in the center of that trunk. And those holes of the pileated woodpeckers who live here are everywhere. You rarely see them. They're very reclusive birds, but they're amazing. I've seen them. I think there are 2 or 3 that live around here, and one of them must have been 3 feet tall. I mean, it was a big bird with a really big, red crown, All right, zooming along here. The section we're about to enter now, I have named the Liminal Glen. Not exactly sure why. That just seemed the right thing to name it. And I've done tons of clearing here. Haven't picked anything up yet. You know, you define the area, and then you do your pruning, and then of course you have to do your pickup. So, but this area just has the most beautiful feel to it. It always had a beautiful feel along this path, but this glen right here is really something. This mixture of these eastern white pines, these really big eastern white pines, and some cedars and some red oaks. It's really nice. These black cherries, these unusual shaped black cherry trees growing up here. So I put a bench here with a quote. So I'm going to clear just this little section right here out of the small scrubs too, because this just has a really nice feel to it. This is a really special spot. It's a work in progress, of course. That's how, by the way, you can tell that an area is not finished. I reward myself when I finish an area by allowing myself to put a cushion on the bench. No bench gets a cushion until its area is finished. So that bench has no cushion because it's not done. But it's gonna be real nice here. It's another one of my favorite spots. So many favorite spots here. How do we doing on time? Oh, well, okay, we can do it. This American beech is one of my favorites. I call it the river tree because this tree, when it rains, for some reason, its boughs collect the rain in such a way that it makes a river running down the tree. Do you see that dark patch that runs all the way down the trunk? And it runs all the way down to here. And that sand is there because all the rainwater from this tree gets gathered and runs in one river down that trunk and pools right there. It's the coolest thing when it rains. There's a river, a vertical river running down that tree every time it rains. Which maybe happens on all trees, but I've never seen it before. So I think it's pretty neat. Coming through Sassafras Pass here. This was very, very, very thickly populated. It still is. You see all those sassafras trees everywhere. Everywhere you look, sassafras trees. I had to figure out how to get through here. So I cut through here. This did not look like this 2 years ago. You could not walk through here. But it's a real nice path now. Feels good. Has a good flow to it. Right, here's the intersection of Tranquility Loop with the yellow marked current easement for the public. I marked it with yellow dots for people so they wouldn't get lost. So Lakeshore Drive, which runs logically right along Lake Michigan over there, you can get onto an easement that is marked with these fluorescent yellow dots, and it follows an old access road that I kind of chainsawed out and reopened up that had been abandoned for a long time. And it meanders all the way through here, to the public trails for the Pier Cove ravine over there. Yeah, but we're gonna keep going here on the path I made, Tranquility Loop. If any of you saw a video I posted about the lightning tree, this is it. Lightning hit this two-trunk white pine. Lightning hit it about right there, raced down the trunk, and exploded the sap in the trunk like shrapnel, and shot the shrapnel, including my Tranquility Loop sign, which was on that tree, shot it all the way over there like a grenade. So there's a video online of me felling this tree because it was dangerous. Part of it was over the path, part of it was hung up there over the path. Dangerous. But I chopped it all up. Still have to clean it up, of course. Clean up takes some time, but it is now safe to walk this area, and that tree is, you know, it got blown up by lightning. What are you going to do? Here's another American holly. Lovely. I love these trees. Right next to a very healthy eastern red cedar. Most of the cedars here have a lot of dead lower branches because I think they're water starved. This guy's near the pond. There's a pond right over the hill there. And I'm making an overlook on that pond. You can kind of see the bench through there. I planted a rhododendron right next to it. That's a work in progress, but that's going to be a really sweet spot. I'll try to get that on the summer video series. But this is a really healthy eastern red cedar. So I'm hoping I can, with diminishing the water competition by taking out a lot of these sassafras trees, I'm hoping to get a lot of the cedars to come back and be a little more vibrant. Again, I don't know if that's going to work, but trying. You know, we are definitely overpopulated with sassafras here. So I would say that of all the trees I cut, you know, 90% of all the trees I cut are either sassafras or dead pine trees. Maybe even 95%. Flowing along here. This was a sassafras here that rotted out in the middle. See, that's what happens with sassafrasses. And then ants get all up in there, and then pileated woodpeckers get in there and eat those ants, which I think is cool. Here we are at the tentatively named Big Sky Maple Cafe, or Big Maple Cafe, or Big Sky Cafe. Look at that beautiful tree. Look at that beautiful sugar maple. My goodness. And therefore, I made a park out of this place with a bench and a quote. And I'm starting to make a little loop path here around that reconnects with this main path over there. And I just planted these 5 rhododendrons around this packed in stone pad for a bistro table. Oh my God. And when these rhododendrons get mature, they're all going to be 6 by 6, 7 by 7, maybe even 8 by 8. That guy may get to be 8 by 8. That's a different species. So they're all going to be about yay tall, and they're all going to be make a wall. They're evergreens, of course, and they should get enough light here to bloom. That one's blooming right now. And then if I plant one more right here, then this bistro set, there will be total privacy in 10 years. Total privacy right here. And it's a real nice view to the sky and a real nice view of this incredible sugar maple. So this is a pretty sweet spot. This is going to be a real sweet spot. So that took several days. That was fun. It was a lot of work, but that was fun making that. Of course, I have to come out here with buckets, and I have to get water from the pond over there and water them every other day. I got to water them in tonight, at least until they get established. For the first year, you got to really tend your plants to make sure they get, you know, established where they are. How far are we on the time? Where are we at? Oh, 18. We're okay. I'll pick up the tempo. We're doing good. We're doing good, everybody. I think I can make it under 30. There's so much to tell you guys and show you. And excuse the sniffles. It's just there's pollen everywhere, and I've been working hard, and there's dust in my throat, but it is what it is. This is Serenity Valley, and I cut, I don't know, 200, 300 trees here to open up, because it was really opened up naturally on the far end, which we'll see in about 5 minutes. But I just felt that this whole valley had this vibe to it, and I wanted to leave all these big maples and big red oaks to get really, really big and leave this open flow to it. And it was just choked out with sassafras, so I just cut them down and chunked them all up. Took a lot of chainsawing, and now I'm starting to clean up. So so this entire valley is gonna all eventually look like this section. See that, how that's clear? And then I'll show you from the ridge up there. We're about to take a right and head up to that ridge. But most of the detritus, I'm gonna move into a serpentine critter house that's gonna kind of meander back along that edge of it, leaving this open in the middle. And I just started setting that today. It's gonna be real nice, I think. It's gonna be real fine. We'll be able to see it a little better from on top of the ridge here as we climb this small little hill and take a right turn. I just blew the paths this morning for these videos with my leaf blower, so I shouldn't have to do that again until the fall. Very soft and spongy, very nice walking here. So now we can look out. I'll show you. All the work that's been done. I mean, it is a lot. It is, I don't know how many tons of wood I'm going to have to move, but it is literally tons of wood. I mean, just huge rounds of sassafras everywhere. All of it. All that has to get moved. A lot of this will go over there. A lot of this will go back there. And then this serpentine wall I'm talking about, I started chunking it up there. I'm leaving a space right there for the deer to go through. Then I've got a nice curve working all the way through there. I'll leave another space open for deer right there. And then it bends around to a really big pile of stuff's going to be right there. And everything here in the middle will all eventually be on or behind that wall. And then all of this stuff here will all be in this pile right here. And then this bench will get its cushion. That's going to take some time. If I get that done by the summer videos, I mean, that's a Herculean task. I mean, that is a huge task. But it might happen. I got a lot done today just in 2 hours. I mean, you just get in a groove and just pick up big wood and throw it, you know, and if stuff can get done. This caldera I like quite a bit. I'm going to clear it out too. That's again for another day. Everything here will go into a wheelbarrow and be moved either on top of this nice wall here artistically to round out this curve, or it will probably end up into a critter house, pretty much one big critter house right here. There's already a lot of stuff there. You don't want to have to remove stuff, so I'll probably start a critter house right there and have all that be filled with all of that. I think that's a good idea. Won't have to carry it too far. I love this promenade. It has no name. And most of the places that I really love on this walk have been very easy to name. And this promenade, I just call it the promenade, which is not its name. So if anybody has any ideas, you know, I'm open. Of course, the space has to agree, you know. You can't just name a space anything. The space has to agree. You can always tell if a space likes a name or not. But I like that. Here we come to the Oak Glen Bend. Because this is essentially, once all these dead baby sassafrasses get taken out here, and a few of the baby maples, it's almost all red oak. And some nice red oaks. Like, this is a nice red oak right here. That's a nice red oak. And trees of similar age to that tree, red oaks, go from here in a semicircle all the way to that ridge there. There's just red oak all in there. So I think I'm gonna make this a red oak, an oak glen of just oak trees. Because these sassafrasses are either diseased or dying anyway. I'm just gonna knock them down. And it should be quite lovely. And I think that's gonna be efficient work. That should be doable in just a day or two of chainsawing, because I don't have to move anything. I can just matchstick everything and leave it on the ground to nourish the soil. Round in the corner, headed for home. 2/3 of the way through, and we are at 24 minutes. Oh, I gotta pick up the tempo. Oh my God, I may have to remake this video. Oh man. I wonder if I could ever solve that problem. Why I have so much trouble uploading videos that are longer than 30 minutes. Other than the universe telling me to not babble so much. But I have so much I want to share with you guys. You know, there's so much I want to share with you. I only make these videos 3 times a year. So, in the future, what I might have to do, because there's going to be more and more to talk about. There's so many projects on this walk. I may have to 2-part it, is what I may have to do. Yeah, we'll see. If I fail with this video, I'll rewalk it and I'll two-part it. Just planted that bad boy. That's a Green Mountain boxwood. It weighs about 350 pounds, and I had to use a friend's gator. Two guys slid it from a truck onto a friend's gator, and I drove it back here with the gator and rolled it out into a hole I dug. And it is happy. I put that there because when you sit on that bench, you're always wanting to look over your left shoulder to see if someone's coming. And now you, because of that, you can just sit on the bench and enjoy yourself. So, and boxwoods are deer resistant, so I'll have to water that every couple of days. But once this summer is done and that guy is set, I won't have to burlap that guy in the winter. I won't have to water him anymore. The deer won't eat him. Perfect. Boxwood is one of the only safe plants that you can, leave out in the woods for, beautification work or energy sculpting or forest gardening or whatever you want to call it. All right, we're doing it. We're doing it. Came in here and I wanted to free up this white fir. I like this white fir so much. So I cleared out around him, and when I get all this cleared away and put into a wall back there, it's really gonna pop. It's a really nice specimen, that white fir right there. He's got no water competition now. So he should get real big. That should be a real nice tree. All right, here to the right, we have the Glowing Cherry Cafe, which is under construction, so I'm not going to show you that this time. I've showed you that in past videos. And over here, on a neighboring spur, we have the Brother Beach area, also under construction. So I'll show you that another time. That is a majestic beech tree, though. You see those glowing green leaves? Even from here you can see. I mean, that is, wow, what a tree. Totally worth checking out. Next time in the summer I'll get back and show you that. Maybe by the summer I'll have those two little meditation spots finished. That'd be lovely. We'll see. We're coming to the end, friends. I'm doing it. Where are we at? 27. Okay. All right. I'm doing it. The last major feature of this walk is Mother Maple, who, if you've watched these videos before, you have seen a number of times. She's quite spectacular, the matriarch of the forest. This is that easement I was talking about. This is that easement, the old easement that's closed. It got closed right down here. It's only pretty much officially open to private homeowners down there. Hence the yellow path, which we crossed back there by that boxwood. The new public easement. Doing some clearing back in here because these are some magnificent Scott's pines back here, which I'm going to open up. These glowing orange pine trees in here. But that will be more clear in a later video as well. And as the culmination of the jaunt, we come to Mother Maple, who is putting on leaves. She's putting on her leaves. Good old Mother Maple. And her peace pole. There is no way to peace, for peace is the way. Thank you, Gandhi. And there she is. There she is. That is some tree right there. It's possible she's 3 trees fused into one. If you get really close, it is a single trunk at the very, very, very bottom before it branches out. So technically, I think she is one multi-trunked tree. But easily the oldest thing on this private land. I mean, she was a sapling right after they clear-cut the land. I mean, that's got to be 130. It's a real special tree. Lovely. So lovely. My goodness. So she gets 3 benches with 3 quotes. 1, 2, 3 benches. Nice. And there was a mother wild turkey just about 50 yards right over there that I found when I was cleaning brush and disturbed. I apologized to her, and she went back to her nest. She was sitting on eggs over there up until recently. So somewhere around here there's a mother wild turkey with little baby turkeys. And she hatched them right there next to Mother Maple. And here is that curving wall that I talked about in the orange path video. We're on the other side of it now. So I'm taking all that detritus and I'm curving this wall to about right there. And then I'll leave this space open for deer, and the rest of all that stuff goes in that big detritus pile right there. Oh, and one last thing to talk about. I know we're over 30 minutes, but I think I'm still okay. I think if I get it under 35, I'm fine. That fell and got hung up in that oak. And I knew I should have cut that down earlier. You always want to cut a dead tree down where you can tell it where to go as opposed to where it goes, because that is going to be an interesting video, getting that thing to spin out. I know how to do it, and I'll film it because that's going to be a really entertaining drop. But I'm going to have to undercut that and cut it here so that it rolls and spins and rolls out of the tree and falls. But yeah, that's something. That's something. Anyway, that's it. That's it. We did it. We did it. And I think at 31.5 minutes, I'll close this up. I think I'm going to be able to post this. And in the summer, what I'm going to do is I am going to make it a two-parter. The Blue Path will be a two-parter. And then I won't have to go as fast. And I can take my time and point some more stuff out to you guys for those of you who are interested. For those of you who aren't interested, you just don't watch the video. That's easy. But anyway, we're meeting the orange path again. We have done it. Slow pan. Ta-da! Woo! Okay, quick walk and some babbling. I hope. Let's see if you can see me. There we go. Always do the light. That's it. Okay, I say bye-bye. And thank you for accompanying me on the walk. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And lots is going on here. Lots is going on. And I am loving the work. This place is unreal. I really love it here, and I really love being able to share it with you guys. So I hope you enjoy. All right, peace out. Bye-bye. And see you in 3 to 5 months for the summer videos. Maybe just 3 months. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.